most of us would be using cloud computing on a daily basis without actually realizing it. And with the spread of mobiles and the internet, the cloud is playing an even more integral part in our lives. Even in the case of businesses, adopting the cloud has helped in large-scale reduction of costs, provided flexibility and reliability. But the flip side has been concerns on data security, privacy, and also for some, the unsettling thought of not having complete control on where their data is stored. So is cloud computing an enabler for growth? How can cloud ease the life of the common man? And what are some of the challenges and opportunities for this technology?
From 600 million to 3.5 billion in 3 years, that's real. If I look at the cloud market today, and our business, I'll bring it closer home, our business has grown in triple-digit percentage over the last 3 years, if I go back 3 years. And we are projecting the same growth. And I see adoption across all businesses. I see adoption in large enterprises, across verticals, banking, financial services, IT services, manufacturing, retail, telecom, healthcare, education. So I'm seeing examples of those large enterprises come up. I'm seeing a large adoption happening in mid and small enterprise. Okay, so I think it's real. I've seen the numbers from our business standpoint. I'm seeing the market analysts. All market analysts pretty much point towards 3x, 4x growth in 3 years. And Satya has been very clear in saying it's a $2 trillion market opportunity globally. So in my view, it's real.
With these thoughts in mind, this episode of Accelerate India Technology for Growth got thought leaders together to talk about cloud computing, its opportunities and challenges, and the way ahead. On the panel were Tyler Bryson, General Manager Marketing and Operations, Microsoft India; Som Mittal, former President and Chairman, NASSCOM; Varun Sood, CIO, Fortis Healthcare; and Sandeep Ladda, India Technology Leader, PwC India.
Tyler, first question to you. A very basic, simple question. What is the difference between a private, a public, and a hybrid cloud? Because for a layman, we've heard these words, but we're confused as to what this is. So just clear that.
Sure. So they're really just three different forms of deploying the same type of technology. Cloud computing is basically internet technology where resources are shared at massive scale. And then we talk about different ways to deploy cloud computing. In a private cloud scenario, we're talking about a dedicated instance, usually for one company, to build their own private cloud infrastructure. In a public cloud scenario, we're usually talking about much larger scale, where many, many different customers are sharing the same cloud computing environment. And then a hybrid cloud is an environment that's really a mix between the two, where companies might have a private cloud infrastructure, but connect it and interoperate it with a public cloud infrastructure.
Mr. Mittal, the cloud, we're talking about it a lot nowadays, but the cloud's been around for a long time. So why is it suddenly that, or is it suddenly that it's come in the spotlight?
Yeah, I think technologies tend to evolve, and I think, earlier it was virtualization that was happening, and that took a little while. But if you would look, what's really happening is that use of internet has become far more ubiquitous. You're finding that the telecom connectivity costs are lower. Also, I think technology is becoming so complex that for any organization to try and manage that, right? So it's kind of becoming a utility, and there's always a time where something becomes a utility. To me, cloud is actually a utility, and we have been actually waiting for something like this to happen, and it's happened now.
Varun, now you have adopted the cloud, rather you've moved from, I think, from private, now you moved to a public cloud in Fortis Healthcare. Why did you do that? What were some of the key points that helped you make this decision?
So when we started out this journey, so I think from as a base point, we moved from a dedicated physical iron infrastructure to the cloud, and that to directly to the public cloud. We didn't stop at the private cloud, or hybrid for that matter. So when we were looking at what we needed to do going forward from a business standpoint, what we realized is we needed a very scalable, flexible, robust, stable performance layer at our infrastructure level. When we evaluated a lot of the different technologies in play, including the dedicated infrastructure that we could have further deployed, what came out, very unanimously was that the public cloud offered us the ability to scale on demand, be very flexible, very stable, robust, and also build in place a lot of ability to scale as and when the business needed, and pay as you go basis on that. So the public cloud made a lot of sense for us, and that's the reason we went there. It was a business call, which actually drove the technology people to take a move towards a public cloud.
It's a key point that Varun made, though, is that really it's not technology for technology's sake. It has to be a business driver behind the reason to move to the cloud or to leverage the cloud. And we think the economics are getting to be so compelling that more and more companies like Fortis will be taking that path.
Okay, so on that, Sandeep, I'd like to get you in on this. So are you also seeing more and more businesses, maybe SMBs or large corporations, adopting the cloud, moving over to the public cloud?
Absolutely. There are about, stepping back, there are about 50 million SMBs in India. And if we see the adaptability of the cloud by the SMBs, it makes perfect sense for them because of the cost effectiveness, because of the business demand, and as Varun mentioned, the scalability part of it. So we will see SMBs continue to use technology and especially cloud because of cloud being now available not only on computers but also on other devices. The whole concept of bring your own device is also helping the SMBs to adapt cloud more effectively and move on from traditional sources where a huge investment was required. The budget available for technology deployment by the SMBs was very small. Cloud enables you to migrate into an IT environment very quickly. So definitely there are great advantages, and SMBs in India are really moving fast, adapting cloud.